Welcome back to this new inspirational video. Today I wanted to share with you 7 spiritual laws that can help you achieve goals more effectively if understood in the right way. I think the earliest writings we can find about these laws is of Hermetic origin, but you can correct me on that if I'm wrong. Regardless, they offer quite some interesting insights into the workings of this universe and our everyday lives. And when working in harmony with these laws, while working towards a certain goal or dream you have, you'll notice it becomes a lot easier to achieve all of your wildest dreams. You don't want to stagnate because of doubts holding you back. It is the common enemy of success, but we can overcome it by understanding how to work together with the universe itself. So let's go over the first law. Now, the law of perpetual transmutation says, energy moves into physical form. The images you hold in your mind most often materialize in results in your life. Now, this law of perpetual transmutation reminds us that energy is always moving into form and out of form. That is the process of life and death. A person moves into their body and they move out of their body. But now let's aim it at your dreams. Your dream will move into form and it will move out of form. For example, if you have been working unconsciously with this law, you may have achieved some awesome stuff up until this point. You might also have noticed how certain levels of success seem to have faded from your world. This is because of the law. What keeps an idea alive within our world? It can only stay alive and in physical form as long as we are focused on keeping it so. If you have a clear and big purpose in life, by holding your mind focused on it, you will always stay compelled to keep working on it, and therefore it will keep taking on form as time ticks on. It is once you take your attention off your purpose, if you literally let go of it and drop it, that the form will fade from your world. The interesting part to note is that in this day and age, due to technology, forms can live on longer than they ever did compared to our ancestors. So even if you were to stop working on something, if it fell into the category of music, video or even other creative work, it can still live on long after you are gone. In ancient times, this has also been shown with great works like the pyramids, etc. So it should be kept in mind that it can be the same with whatever you decide on creating and sharing with the world. Even if it doesn't seem to serve any purpose while you are working on something, perhaps due to lack of support or income growing out of it, in the bigger scheme of things it might still be very valuable what you were inspired to create and leave behind. Now let's go over the second law, the law of relativity. Nothing is good or bad, big or small, until you relate it to something. Practice relating your situation to something much worse and yours will always look good. Now, the law of relativity. How many times when you were younger have you looked at someone being much better at something than you and then you felt bad? I think most people are familiar with this one. Usually when we get older we at least learn to do it less and less. However, it is also a fact that most people still don't go for their greatest dreams even as adults. What happens as an adult is still a tendency of saying, well, I need to be very lucky in order to achieve my dream. Others may have had more luck, but I surely won't have it. It is right there we're already using the law of relativity against ourselves. What I personally do is look at others who are more successful than me, and I simply study what they are doing. I don't want to copy their behavior and become a clone of them. I simply want to analyze what makes them tick and how they are using their mind. One thing I found is that pretty much all successful people have a clear purpose in mind. They have consciously or unconsciously set very clear goals for themselves and never let anything stop them from pursuing that goal until it was achieved, no matter how much time may be required to make it happen. I'm only interested in relating my mind to their mind and developed similar mental habit patterns while working on my own dreams. This is a technique you can start using while working on your own dreams. Look at people who are now great at what they do in a similar line of work as your own and learn from them. If you can talk to them, you should always have a list of questions ready for them, and that is another habit I developed. If I know I'm going to talk to someone with great results, I might ask them a bunch of questions that can help me develop a better insight on how I can improve myself while working on my own goals in life. Now we will look at the third law, the law of vibration and attraction. It says everything vibrates, nothing rests. Conscious awareness of vibration is called feeling. Your thoughts control your paradigms and your vibration, which dictates what you attract. When you are not feeling good, become aware of what you are thinking and then think of something pleasant. It is interesting to note that most videos on YouTube about the law of attraction only talk about the attraction part, but they don't talk much about the term vibration. But yet that is what we have to consider as well, since we live in a mental universe made up of energy, and energy always vibrates. Whether we can see that with our eyes or not is irrelevant. So we just shared with you, conscious awareness of vibration is called feeling. And if we feel bad, we have to become aware of what we are thinking and then think of something pleasant. Okay, well that is easier said than done, but it can be done. That is the key word. You see, if people notice that it's tricky, they might give up purely based on the fact, and they forget that it might just be a matter of training themselves to do this correctly. If we keep practicing thinking pleasant thoughts, we will soon find our feelings altering into a better, more uplifting mood. I can clearly remember over a decade ago experimenting with this. At first I felt a little crazy. In a way I felt like I was being delusional, perhaps. If I felt bad and specifically started thinking about something pleasant, even though something bad might have occurred at the same time in my world, it was like I was being irresponsible, almost like I felt like I was wrong to feel good during negative times. But yet it is by doing this we learn to outgrow the negative. That is the important part to remember. We can outgrow the negative by allowing ourselves to attract the positive, and we can only do that by using our minds in a certain way. If we think pleasant thoughts, and if we become determined enough to have positive results, we will begin to attract the elements those thoughts suggested in our physical lives as well. We will condense this one into a simple formula. Your thinking causes your feeling causes your actions, and your action causes the results. That is a cycle you have to contemplate when times seem tough, and you might worry whether you truly are growing closer to the realization of your dream. Now we will consider the fourth law, the law of polarity. Everything has an opposite. We have the hot, cold, up and down, good and bad. Constantly look for the good in people and situations. When you find it, tell the person, for example. Well, people love compliments, and the positive idea in your mind makes you feel good. Remember, good idea means good vibration. The law of polarity is simply about telling us that everything has an opposite. So, then what am I doing wasting my time? Doubting that I can achieve my dream? Why would you be wasting your time on that thought pattern? Remember, the law of polarity clearly states that everything has an opposite. So what is the opposite of doubt? Well, that's certainty. How can you become certain about achieving your dream? By making your dream as clear as possible to yourself. By being emotionally driven by the dream. By making it clear why you want to achieve this dream. And as you do that, it will keep your mind focused on the positive polarity of your own dream. When times get tough and business seems doubtful, you will notice you can re-energize your ambitions through this attitude of mind. You simply remind yourself of the importance of this dream and what it means to you if you were to achieve it. Think of all the great things that can come into your life if you were to achieve your dream, and there you go. Your mind is focused on the side that brings hope and not despair. Let's be honest here. We can always do a better job at this, and there isn't a human on this planet who hasn't been working against themselves at some point in their lives. What we want to realize is when this occurs, so we can stop it and keep working in harmony with the laws of the universe. Keep on going, keep on growing. In it is to be found the joy of living. Now the fifth law of the universe, we call that the law of rhythm. The tide goes out, night follows day. Again, good times, bad times. When you are on a downswing, do not feel bad. Know the swing will change and things will get better. There are good times coming. Think of them. It is fascinating to consider how negative times tend to keep us focused on just that, the negative. But yet negative times are not permanent, and neither are good times. Life is a stream of good times and bad times. The power of this law lies in remembering that whenever times do get bad, you want to look forward to the good times all over again. By looking forward to good times, whatever you consider good times, it will again cause your mind to be aimed at the positive in spite of the negative. Pay careful attention to what you are doing whenever bad times hit. Are you overcome by despair? If so, remember that you don't have to be stuck in that place. I do this all the time in my own life. If I feel bad about anything in my world, if things seem to be going nowhere, I simply refocus my mind on the good times that are guaranteed to come, as long as I keep being a proper conduit to express and achieve good things. Now, what are good things? You can never go wrong if your whole life is aimed at working on your greatest heart's desires. They are what will make your life meaningful, And so during bad times, knowing you have a clear purpose in mind, you still have something wonderful to work towards, and you will see the bad times slowly fade away again. Now the sixth spiritual law is the law of cause and effect. Whatever you send into the universe comes back. Action, reaction are equal and opposite. Say good things to everyone, treat everyone with total respect, and it will all come back. Never worry about what you're going to get, just concentrate on what you can give. Now giving is another way of saying on what you can create. What are you doing with your time, right? Most people are only focused on what they can get. I want to get rich, I want to get successful. But what are you giving to the world in exchange for those things? Never forget about that. Now I've talked about this law in individual videos on my channel. The power of giving is absolutely enormous. When it comes to cause and effect, try to grasp that everything physically you see is an effect. What is the cause? Well, at first you might say the cause was something physical as well, but yet it is only secondary causation. The real cause behind physical phenomena is invisible, and on an individual level we can grasp this by discovering that the main cause for the results in your world is your own mind. Now if bad things happen that were totally out of your control due to somebody else's behavior, you still shouldn't dismiss this truth. That is what most people tend to do. But you have to remember that you yourself have the power to set a certain cause in motion, which will result in certain effects in your life. So if it comes to achieving your dreams in life, you will have to use your mind and keep it clear and focused on the object of your desires. Then you are setting the first cause in motion, and keep it in motion as long as you stay focused. What will happen next? Elements of that first cause will start to show themselves in your physical life, and the physical side of your life is the realm of effects. It's very powerful if you keep this in mind while working in harsh conditions and limiting circumstances. Again, you can outgrow them all. All you have to do is provide the cause and the effect will take care of itself. In order to do this, you will have to properly analyze your own mentality so that you can be sure that you are setting a powerful cause in motion. Now we will go to the seventh and final law, the law of gender. Every seed has a gestation or incubation period. Ideas are spiritual seeds and will move into form or physical results. Your goals will manifest when the time is right. No, they will. Now the law of gender is pretty straightforward. It all deals with being patient and getting rid of the feeling that you must hurry or you might miss out on something, or someone else might beat you to it. Sometimes people might think of their dreams and say to themselves, well, what's the use? Others are already doing this, so if I start doing it also, it won't be interesting to people. That is a silly point of view. You see, it's not about what you get or what other people are doing. You simply want to consider, if I work on my dream for 1 year straight, where would I be a year from now? You would have expressed quite a bit, and who knows where the road will take you. It will take time to achieve dreams in this dimension of time and space, but that's alright. Ultimately, if you were to achieve your dream, you will automatically set new and bigger goals, because if you wouldn't, life becomes meaningless all over again. The journey is where we will find the joy of expansion and fuller expression of who we really are. So even if it takes years for you to realize your dream, that shouldn't stop you. You should remember that life is causing you to have those dreams that you currently have, and it gave them to you in the hope that you will act upon them and start expressing your own uniqueness. With such a point of view, why should we become impatient or worried over our own ambitions? Go for your own dreams. Work with the concept. Where would I be if I kept working on my dream for 1 year straight, starting today? Keep going. Your life is about the journey and the joy you will experience as you keep growing and achieving more of what you truly wanted all along. Keep the seed of your dreams alive by staying focused and acting on the inspired ideas you receive over time. Your dream will move into form. Don't worry over the time span. Let it go. Be at peace and enjoy the ride. Well, that's it for the 7 spiritual laws of life that can help you achieve your own dreams. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing to receive new inspirational videos on a regular basis. And with that being said, dear viewer, never forget that we are the dreamers.